Hello everyone. Did you know that every Azure administrator, data engineer and cloud developer starts from one place, the Azure portal? Okay, so but most beginners only use 10% of its features because they don't know what everything does. Guys, my name is Bhaskar Sharma and I have 10 plus years of experience in a MNC company, and currently I am working as a Azure data engineer. So if you are just logged into Azure for the first time, you might be wondering what is a resource group. Okay, so why do we need storage account? What does Microsoft Entra ID do? Okay, and why are there hundreds of Azure services? Okay, so don't worry guys, in the next few minutes I will simplify the Azure portal for you so that you understand not just where the services are, but why they are important in real world Azure projects. Whether you are preparing for Azure Data Engineer certifications, any certifications, and like Azure Fundamental, AZ 900, AZ 104, okay. So, or you are completely new to Microsoft Azure, this video is your perfect starting point. Okay, so today we are talking a complete tour of the Azure portal, from navigation and resource groups to storage accounts, virtual machine, Azure SQL Database, monitoring, okay, so security and much more. Let's dive in. Okay, so guys, see here is my Azure portal. This is the Azure portal. So this is exactly what you will see after signing in. So last video we discussed how to sign in. Okay, so if you haven't watched, then just go through that video once. Okay, how to sign in Azure portal. So let's start by understanding the layout and then explore every services one by one. Okay, so guys, first is what is Azure portal. Okay, what is this portal? We should understand what is this Azure portal. So the Azure portal is the web-based graphical user interface, okay, provided by Microsoft. Okay, so it allows user to create cloud resources, manage virtual machines, create storage accounts, build data factories, configure networking, manage databases, monitor applications, control security, manage cost. Okay, you can think that Azure portal as a control center for everything you do in a Microsoft Azure. So left navigation menu, you can see the left panel contains quick navigation link. Okay, so first is home. If you go to home, so this is the landing page. Okay, so it provide recent resources. So it is the new, now it is nothing is there, so I will add one by one. Okay, so this is the landing page. It provide recent resources, quick create options, notifications, recommended services. Use home whenever you log in. Okay, so next is dashboard. You can see left side dashboard. Okay, so what dashboard allows you to customize your workspace. Okay, so you can pin everything, right? You can pin virtual machines, storage accounts, Azure SQL Database, Azure Data Factory, resource groups, and monitoring chart. Okay, so many Azure administrator create personalized dashboard for monitoring production resources. Next, you can see here all services. Okay, so there are many services is there. Okay, here, so we are not using all the services, whatever means important, we'll learn that. Okay, so all services, this is currently open in your portal. Okay, so this page displays every Azure services available in your subscription. Okay, for example, like compute, networking, storage, databases, AI, analytics, security. Okay, here everything is there. Okay, but we no need to learn all the services. Okay, so whatever the important, I will let you know. And on top you can see one search bar. So here, if you want anything like Azure Data Factory, if you want to search the or any resources you want to search, then you can search here only. Okay, so next is top navigation bar. Then here you can see one logo here, right? Microsoft Azure. If you click here, you will go to the home page. Okay, this is the home. Okay, right? Same, it will go to the home page. So next is here one option is there, Copilot. Okay, so what is the Copilot? It is a Azure AI assistant. It helps user by answering questions and assisting with Azure tasks using AI. Okay, so here you can see notification bell, right? On top you can see notification bell. So it shows deployment success, deployment failure, alerts and updates. Always check notification after creating resources. Okay, here you can see settings icon. Okay, setting contains portal preferences such as like theme, language, startup page and other customization options. Okay, so next you can see one help option. Okay, so help is provide access to Microsoft Learn, documentation, support and troubleshooting. And next you can see here user profile. Okay, so you can see here user profile. Okay, so it shows login, account, subscription, directory, sign out, switch directory, etc. Okay, so in your see whenever you log in, so you can see here user profile. Okay, login logout option is you can see here. So next is if you go to the all services favorite. Okay, so here certain services will see. So favorite sections, resource group, you can see here resource group is there. Okay, so what is this your next is virtual machine, virtual machines. Where is the virtual? This is the virtual machines. Okay, then storage account. Okay, you can see here storage account. Okay, so then Azure SQL Database, Azure SQL Database, Azure Cosmos DB, then virtual network. Okay, monitor, then advisor. Okay, these are the things. These are pinned services for quick access. Okay, so you can add or remove favorite based on your needs. Then certain services are like categories. Okay, so there are many services, but we don't need all the services. So the important services are like AI plus machine learning. Okay, so as we know that contains AI services, example like Azure machine learning, Azure OpenAI, computer vision, language speech services and document intelligence. So these services help build AI applications. Next is analytics. So used for big data and analytics, example like Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse Analytics, Event Hub and data shares. Okay, as a data engineer, this category will be one of the most important. Okay, so next is compute. So it provide computing resources. Okay, example like virtual machine, app services, Azure Kubernetes services, batch. Next the functions. So used to host application. Okay, it is used to host the applications. Next is storage. Okay, so it is there in last only, storage. So storage used for storing data, as you all know, I think storage. So examples like storage account, blob storage, file storage, queue storage and table storage. So data engineers commonly use storage account for data lakes. Okay, next you can see that networking. Okay, so it contains networking services, example virtual network. Okay, VNet. Okay, load balancer. The left side also you can see that virtual load balancer is there, right? Here you can see. Okay, load balancer, VPN gateway. Okay, DNS and application gateway. Okay, so these services connect Azure resources securely. Okay, next is databases. Top you can see databases. Okay, So Azure provide many managed databases. Okay, example like Azure SQL Database, SQL managed instance, Cosmos DB, PostgreSQL, MySQL. Okay. Next you can see integration. Okay, so integrations connect different system. Example like logic apps, service bus, API management. Okay. Next is security. Security protect Azure resources. Example like Microsoft Defender for Cloud, Key Vault, Microsoft Sentinel. Okay. Next, one more thing is there, identity. Okay. So identity manage authentication. Okay. So main services Microsoft Entra ID. Formerly Azure Active Directory. Okay. So used for users, groups, authentications, and role-based access control. Okay. So here one main important thing is resource group. Okay. So what is the resource group? So a resource group is a logical container that holds related Azure resources. Okay. So here it is mentioned, see on the description, resource group provide a logical container to manage and organize Azure resources. Correct. For example, like an ADF project might include Azure Data Factory, okay, storage account, Key Vault, SQL Database. Okay, so all can be organized within a single resource group for easier management. Since you are learning Azure Data Factory, so there are some key services you will use the most often. Okay, I can show you one, just a minute. Here you can see. So some services are there. Okay, services and purpose. What are the services and purpose? I will let you know. So services like a resource group. Okay, resource group. So what is the purpose of this? Organize resource. Organize resource. Then storage account. Okay, storage account. It is store files and data. Store files and data. Okay, next Azure Data Factory, ADF. Build data pipelines. Build data pipelines. Okay, next is Azure Databricks. Okay, ADB, Azure Databricks. Data transformation is for data transformation. The purpose is data transformation. Data transformations. Okay, next is Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay, ASA. I have written here. So data warehousing and analytics. You can see data warehousing and analytics. Next is SQL Database, SQL DB, related database. Okay, relational database, DB. Okay, then Key Vault, secure, secret, okay, and credential. Secure, secrets and credential. Okay, then Monitor, track performance and logs. Track performance and logs. Okay, so this is the Azure few things, services. So you will use most often. Okay, so now moving to the portal again. So guys, here you can see application template. Okay, so what is the application template? So application template help you deploy complete applications or solution with predefined Azure resources. Okay, instead of creating each resources manually, Azure creates everything for you based on a template. Okay, so next is all resources. Here you can see all resources. Okay, so what is it, all resources? So this page displays every Azure resources in your subscription regardless of its type of resource group. Okay, for example, like virtual machine, SQL database, storage account, Azure Data Factory, and virtual network. Okay, next is resource group, already we have discussed. Okay, app services. So what is it, app services? Azure App Services is a platform as a platform as a service. Okay, PaaS, offering for hosting web applications, REST APIs, and mobile backend without managing server. It support ASP.NET, okay, Java, then Python, PHP, Node.js. Okay, so next is function app. See here, you can see the function app. Okay, so what is it? Azure function allows you to run small pieces of code in response to event without managing servers. Okay, this is known as serverless computing. So common triggers like HTTP request, file upload, timer schedule, database changes, queue messages. Okay, so Azure SQL Database. So what is it? Azure SQL Database is a fully managed relational database services. So based on Microsoft SQL Server. So Azure SQL Database is a fully managed relational database service based on Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so features like automatic backups, high availability, built-in security, automatic updates, and disaster recovery. Okay, so next is Azure Cosmos DB. So what is it? Azure Cosmos DB is a Microsoft globally distributed NoSQL database service designed for high performance and low latency. Okay, it generally supports JSON document, key value data, graph data, and column family data. Okay, so next is virtual machine. Virtual machine, what is it? So Azure virtual machines provide infrastructure as a service. Okay, IaaS. Okay, allowing you to run Windows or Linux server in the cloud. So uses like host applications, run databases, development and testing, domain controllers. Next is load balancer. Okay, load balancer, what is it? An Azure load balancer distributes incoming network traffic across multiple servers, okay, or virtual machines. So here benefits is like high availability, better performance, fault tolerance, and automatic traffic distribution. Okay, next is storage account. Okay, this is very important. What is it? A storage account is the primary storage services in Azure used to store files, blobs, queues, tables, and disk. Okay, storage types like blob storage, file storage, queue storage, and table storage. Okay, so data engineering use cases like store CSV file, store Parquet file, create data lakes, okay, backup data, etc. So next is virtual network. Okay, virtual network and VNet. You can say VNet. So what is it? A virtual VNet is a private network in Azure that securely connect Azure resources. Okay, so features like private IP addresses, secure communications, network isolations, and connectivity to on-premises network. Next is Microsoft Entra ID. So what is it? Formerly known as Azure Active Directory. Okay, Azure AD. So Microsoft Entra ID is a Azure's identity and access management services. Okay, services manages users, group, roles, authentication, single sign-in. Okay, single sign-in, sign-on. Okay. Then monitor is a, what is it? Monitor. So Azure Monitor collect and analysis telemetry data from Azure resources to help you monitor health and performance. Okay, features like performance metrics, active logs, alert, database dashboard, application insight. So what is advisor? What is it? So Azure Advisor is a personalized recommendation service that analyzes your Azure environment and suggests improvements. Okay, recommendations categories like cost optimization, security, reliability, performance, and operational excellence. Microsoft Defender for cloud. Okay, so these things are actually few of the services we are using, but I am explaining all the services. Okay, all the things, just go through once. Okay, it will be good for you. So Microsoft Defender for cloud. Okay, Microsoft Defender for cloud helps secure Azure resources by continuously assessing their security posture and identifying vulnerabilities. Okay, features like security recommendation, threat detections, compliances monitoring, vulnerability assessment, secure score. Okay, next is cost management and billing. So what is it? The services helps you monitor, analyze, and optimize Azure spending. Features like cost analysis, budget creation, spending forecast, billing history, cost alert. Okay, example, so set a monthly budget of 5,000 rupees. Okay, if spending reaches 80%, then Azure send a notification to help avoid unexpected charges. Next is help plus support. Okay, what is it? Help plus support provide access to Microsoft documentations, troubleshooting resources, and support services. So you can create support ticket, check Azure Services, service health, access Microsoft Learn, and browse documentations, reviews, known issues. Okay, so these are the things, guys. So we have discussed almost everything, whatever the important services we have already discussed. So congratulations, you have just completed your first step towards mastering Microsoft Azure. Today we explained the Azure portal, understood its layout, and learned the purpose of the most important Azure services. Okay, so remember, every Azure solution starts here. Whether you are building data pipelines, hosting applications, managing virtual machines, or securing cloud resources, the Azure portal is where it all begins. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming Azure and data engineering tutorials. Okay, so in the next video we'll create our first Azure resource group and storage account, then move on to the Azure Data Factory and build real world data engineering pipelines from scratch. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Happy learning, guys. Bye.